Howdy, folks. This is Dave with AdventureAmigos.net. Let's play Nam. So if you guys remember this game all the way back from 1998, it's a Vietnam-themed shooter, much in the vein of Duke Nukem or Doom, but much better in a lot of ways. Although it could be contended Doom had some cool stuff too. But anyway, let's get to the point here. Nam is actually it's pretty much based on the build of Duke Nukem. And you have a couple different modes, actually, when you start off here. But we're going to go into New Game. Tour of Duty 1 and Tour of Duty 2, each with their own missions and some multiplayer, which I'd be interested to see. We're going to play on Grunt. It's actually, this game is very hard. It's not easy. A couple shots will kill you. It's not like you can take a ton of damage. Kind of like Doom or Wolfenstein, where, you know, you have 100-meter health. In this game, it goes down very quickly, and you'll probably see it here. There's a medic. So the pace is very frantic in Nam. As you can see, there's a lot of enemies. They're hiding around every corner. You can't let your guard down in this game. It's something that separates it, in my opinion, from Duke Nukem or Doom. You really don't know what's coming around every corner at any second. These guys are crafty, these VC. They decide to pop out of nowhere. It's not like they're randomly spawning, but this guy's your best friend, the medic. When you see the medic, go hang out by him, like spoon him for a minute, and he'll replenish your health. But anyway, you gotta be really crafty when you're dealing with these enemies. They will kill you in like a matter of seconds. I love the atmosphere of this game. What am I gonna call it, a fire mission? These guys with the Raiden hats, they're basically suicide bombers. If they get close to you, they'll detonate themselves. So you want to shoot them, preferably when they're 10 feet or more away from you. And there's these guys with bazookas. They're fun. Kind of guys you want at a party. But anyway, yeah, you got to really be careful, especially in the jungle scenes. And the graphics, you know, they're dated, which doesn't make it very easy to see things clearly. But, you know, if you grew up with games like this, you know what to look for. I mean, you know, today's kids might look at this and be like, holy crap, I can't play this. Because it's so pixelated, but, you know, for the time that this came out, this is a good-looking game, man. You can pick up health kits. I can't pick up that one because I'm already carrying some. But yeah, the atmosphere in this game is great. It's fantastic. You really get the sense that you're in a jungle environment, in a war environment. There's lots of sounds, lots of explosions. Save often. Always save often. You never know when you're going to die. So it's highly violent, as you can see, and that's the one goddamn thing I hate is your rifle. You can't automatically, or you can't reload it manually. It just has to run out and you change the clips. So it's not like modern first-person shooters where you can reload whenever. So you really got to strategize. I found that most VC take 3 rounds and they're down. So that might help you when you're starting out. So yeah, these guys are, I mean, they're crafty sons of bitches. They hide in the trees. And it doesn't help that the whole world that you're playing in is constantly being bombed. So your chances of getting killed by the enemy and getting, like, blown apart by dropping bombs is probably 50-50. And I hate the auto arm feature. Like, when you pick up a new weapon, it automatically arms it. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Yep, automatically load the grenade. I don't want grenades right now. This game is one of those games that you kind of have to play for like half an hour. Give it a good half an hour to learn the mechanics of it. When you download it, I got it on GOG actually, or not GOG, I'm sorry. I got it on Steam for like 89 cents. But I had the original disc back in the day. And this was before WASD was popular, you know, the WASD keys to move forward, backward, left, right. So I had to go in the config file and change those
There you are, Sergeant.
attributes, I guess you want to call it. I'm not a programmer, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I had to go in there and change a few text lines so that I could use WASD and the mouse together. And I would highly recommend that you Google and learn how to do that if you're going to play this game, because otherwise you got to use like the arrow keys and shit, and it's not fun. This is the only way to play it, is with WASD.
There you are, Sergeant. We've been attacked by the 4th NVA Regiment.
Another cool thing is, sets it apart from Doom a little, is there's a lot of text, or a lot of speech. More like Duke Nukem, where there's more speech. And the guy who you play, I believe he's Sergeant Westmoreland, the fictional, and save often. Don't forget to save. U.S. Marine Westmoreland, you're basically like this highly trained, deadly Marine. You've undergone genetic engineering to basically become a superhuman war machine, and then you're dropped in Vietnam. So, highly believable story. So you have to basically survive all these tours of duty, which are levels. Each map is a lot. It gets increasingly harder each level. Call in those fire missions when you can see these little boxes. You got to call in these things. They'll take care of a lot of the enemies ahead. Not all of them. Don't get complacent. Don't think that these bombs are going to take care of everybody, because they don't. You can usually hear them chattering, and that'll let you... Right there. They'll let you know that they're out there. But like I was going to say earlier, is play it for a good half an hour, learn the mechanics of it, and then start from the beginning, because you're going to die a lot at first. And they're kind of random. They're not always in the same place, some of these enemies. Anyway, not an overly long level, but I just wanted to give you guys the feel of Nam. We'll play a little bit of the second level. So... Sorry, I apologize about the sidebar off to the right, the commands. Using a new program for the video capture, so we'll get rid of them on the next one. I just didn't want to redo this.
Find enemy units and take them out. Any questions?
It's basically like shoot everything that moves. Save. I always save at the beginning of a level in Nam. There is no auto save for levels, so like if I went halfway through this level and died, my only load game would be from the middle of the last level. So save, save, save. This gun's your best friend. As soon as you get it, start using it. It has a ton of bullets. Fairly accurate, even though... I don't know. And like I said, these guys are coming out of the woodwork, these VC. They're just everywhere. And you usually don't see them until you're right on top of them, so you got to be careful. Move fast, move strategically. Kind of plan out, use the trees to your advantage. You got to love that jungle canopy above. But like I said, back in '98, these graphics were not too bad. And if you can kind of overlook that, it's a really good game. A lot of depth. And like I said earlier, the atmosphere is winning. I mean, you just get this really cool feeling that you're in a jungle environment, in a warfare environment. Obviously, I wasn't in Vietnam, so I can't say it's like Vietnam, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, for the theme it's going for, I think it nails it. I mean, it's basically like Duke Nukem or Doom in the jungle in a warfare situation. So... Ooh, I just walked through a fire. That's awesome. There's this little, there's a lot of hidden areas, so be on the lookout. That son of a bitch came around out of nowhere. So be aware of all these little underground environments. There's a lot of hidden rooms with ammo. In fact, there's one in the first level that I completely missed. At the very beginning of the level, too. But be on the lookout, for there's lots of little hidden areas and places where you can get ammunition and weapons and such. You can call in an airstrike on this field here. Just make sure all the enemies are cleared out of it before I attempt to cross it. Now, I haven't died yet, which is kind of a feat because this game is very easy to die in. But this is probably the 5th time I played through this level to get this video captured, so I've had a little practice. I beat it when I was a lot younger, back in '98. And it was insanely tough, so this time around it's probably just going to be just as hard because I haven't played it in that long. Yeah, always walk slowly around the trees, make sure that you're son of a bitch. And there's a landmine. So watch out for landmines, folks.